Hi, welcome to the Kansas Department of Revenue Dealer Licensing Bureau. This is an online demonstration of our dealer web portal and our print-on-demand temporary permit services. We built our online portal for the dealers to use to interface with our internal web accounts, which we've been using to manage your dealer licensing since 2007. Our goal is to streamline the communications between our licensees and the agency and allow us to work your applications in a much more timely manner. One important thing I'd like to remind you of is that you keep on file with our office a current email account or email address, and you can either update us on which email address you'd like us to be using by emailing it to us at dealers.licensing@kdor.ks.gov, or I can show you later in the demonstration in the change of record clip how to update it online yourself. But it's important that you choose a generic email account, or remember to follow it up if you're going to use a staff member's account. As staff members leave, we tend to forget to update those email accounts, so that's why it's recommended that you would use a generic email account like admin@dealership.com, something like that. So the screen you're looking at is the Kansas Web Tax sign-in screen, and I'm hoping that many of you are familiar with this screen already, that perhaps you've been using our online service for submitting your sales tax or your withholding tax or any of those accounts that you might have. If you are not currently registered through Kansas Web Tax, you would go to the Register Now screen and fill out the information on here to create a user ID and a password. And once you've done that, then you can go back and sign on. So for purposes today, I'm not going to run through the registration process. I'm just going to go ahead and log in as if I've already registered. Put in my username and password and click sign in. Takes me to the main business account page. It's got updates and information regarding changes in the sales tax processes and laws. It also has a place to manage exemption certificates and to manage your business accounts. So I'm going to click business accounts because that's what I need. And here you'll see the different business accounts I have associated with this login. I have a withholding account, I have a sales tax account, and I have a dealer's account. If you are logging in for the first time, there would be no accounts associated with that. So let me show you how that might look. So here I'm at a screen where I'm indicating that I've logged in, but I have no accounts associated with this dealership. How I would associate an account is by clicking on Add an Account to this login. It takes me to a secondary login place, and depending on what type of account I want to associate with the login is what information I need to provide here. If you're trying to add perhaps a tax account, you're going to need an EIN number for your ID number. If you're going to add a dealer's account to get to the dealer portal, you would use the 6-digit folder number for your dealer account, using the leading zeros if it's not a 6-digit number. Where do I find my folder number, you might ask? Well, it's located on many of the correspondence pieces that we send to you. It's in the upper left-hand corner as a barcoded number to your dealer yearly license renewal. It's in the same spot, the upper left corner, on a salesperson's renewal. And if you have any correspondence that we've sent to you, it would be on there as well. It's a folder number. If you still can't locate your folder number and need that information, contact our office and we'd be happy to help you. But for today's purposes, I'm going to put in my folder number and my PIN or access code. Now, how do I get that? Well, you're going to review these tutorials and take the survey at the end, and we will email you your PIN for your dealer account if that's what you need to add. If you are adding a different type of account like sales tax or withholding, you would contact the e-services department to get those PIN numbers. Okay, so I've pinned in. It found my dealership based on the identifiers that I provided. Notice that to add this account, it's already automatically defaulted to checkbox. So I click Save or Cancel or Edit, depending on if it's the right account or not. So I'm going to save this account, and it's going to now attach that account to this login that I've used. If I needed to add another account, I could do so. I could go in, and that's my dealer account. I could add, say, a sales tax account. If I were going to do that, I would use my FEIN number as my identifier. And the PIN number that I was provided by the eServices for my sales tax account. Click Continue, and you'll see it finds Chicken Freddy's as a withholding account. I can attach that. And now I have two accounts attached to my login. So each time I log in, these are what are available for me to select and manage. So you can see how you can control the privacies. If you don't want maybe an office staff member to have access to your withholding or sales tax accounts, you just don't give them access to it. You could set it up just to have access to the dealer account or only to the print-on-demand services. This dealership here, Autotopia, is set up under this login as a full access to the dealer portal. So I'm going to show you how that would look. Since this is my first time logging in, I have to also set up a bank account to go with my dealership so that I have a way to pay for the transactions I do online. So I'm going to put in a bank account number. And I'm going to choose checking, savings, or ledger account. You can add multiple accounts. It doesn't have to just be one. But now it's identified my lender, the account number from which funds can be drawn. I can edit the bank information, go back to the account, delete the account. I think I'm going back to the account so that I can go back, and now you see that for my dealership, Autotopia, I have associated a CoreFirst Bank and Trust account with that. So if I were wanting to go forward to the dealer portal, I'm going to click on Manage My Dealership, and I'm at the main menu now for the dealer licensing and registration portal, where I can do a variety of different things. I can order permits by the bundle until the print-on-demand goes live. I can order title addendums. I can apply for a salesperson's license. I can update my insurance or bond. I can submit my sales reports, and we'll go through each of those transactions in separate demo clips. But for purposes of logging in, now you see how you can get in. I'm going to back up a minute and show you how you would access or limit access to the 30-day print-on-demand piece only if, say, you had a staff member who that's all they needed access to. Okay, so let's say I had an F&I person who needed access only to the print-on-demand, and I was a large dealership. I might go in, if I were the office manager, and I would perhaps set up that individual. First, they would need to become registered through the web tax. They would get their own user ID and password separate from, say, other staff members at the dealership, and I would enter those pieces of data later. This is perhaps, like I said, a office manager type or maybe a business owner who would want to go in under their own login to begin with. Once I do that, I'm going to click Business Accounts, and then I'm going to choose the dealership. Once I get into the dealership's information, you'll see this link here. If I click on that, it manages access to this dealer account, and you have the option here to add a user, which is how you would add maybe your F&I person. Here's where I'm going to add my user ID of the account I would like to add. And again, this might be an F&I person who I want to grant access to only the print-on-demand piece. So I'm going to enter their user ID that they received when they registered through the tax center, And instead of full access, which would give them access to everything on the dealer portal, I'm only going to give them access to the 30-day tags. Okay, here you're going to add the PIN for the dealership that they received when the first person completed the survey and received on behalf of the dealership their access code to the dealer portal. You're going to add that PIN number in here and click add. It's going to be the same for every user that needs to get into that dealership's account. So you see now that I have given myself full access to the dealer portal. I have given Gail only permit access to the dealer portal. So I'm going to show you how it would look if Gail tried to log in under her permit test account. So I'm going to log completely out. I want to show you how it would look to her if she went to log in to issue 30-day permits. I'm going to go to business accounts, and once I do that, my dealership I was logged into before was Autotopia. When I click on that, you see it doesn't give me the manage my dealership choice here. It only gives me an option for print 30-day tags. So once I do that, it only takes me to the temporary permit, and that's all I have access to. I have access to no other pieces of the dealer portal. That's how you would use the privacy controls to restrict access based on your usership needed or access needed, depending on your role in the dealership.